we'll get going here. Hopefully it's a short meeting.
Mm.
Good, I'm hungry.
Yes.
Let's see, I did the introduction of guests. Hopefully in February we'll be able to use the conference room in town hall. They had a table in, they had like the TV screens up, but there was no chairs, and I'm not sure that they've connected the computer yet or not. So I will have to see if they get that done this month. If so, we'll meet in town hall in February. If not, we'll do Zoom.
Yeah. Okay.
So, um, and if you see cattails or heads kind of crossing, that I'm sitting in a different spot, and they think this is pretty funny. So,
Okay.
Hmm.
let's see, Zoom. Can I get approval of the December minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
That was Edith. And a second?
Second,
That's Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. Mike, did you have a report from the development office?
Nothing new, nothing changed. Nope.
Okay. Do you think it will be a quiet month for applications?
For everything. We only got three applications are going to be on this Monday's PRC. So
Okay.
It is quiet.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll take it. It was awful busy this last year, so having a few quiet months will be fine. We don't currently have any referrals from the town board. Like I said, they're going to meet, is it Monday? And then they'll do all of like the board and committee appointments. They do that each year. It's usually like outside of us, and nothing changes usually. And but like I said, we'll do our like rules and procedures and the stuff that we do annually for our organizational meeting. We'll do that in February. So um, the ordinance committee did not meet this month. They canceled their meeting for January. So look for them to get into the swing of things in February. And last time they were talking about form-based code, but we do have a new town supervisor and two new town board members. So there might be some different direction on some things. So, and we are up to referrals. The first one is Sandy Beach Drive. They are looking to put in a generator and need a variance for lot coverage and a stream setback. Mike, did you have any more information on this one?
no, that's pretty much it. They need two variances. They're going over on the lot coverage by 7%, which because it's a bisected lot. And yeah, they want to be too close to the stream. And we've already asked them, can you put it in a different spot? But nobody seems to want to do that.
So something about that lot coverage in the bisected lot, that's a new law, so there is no precedent set in breaking that.
Right, and it's also pre-existing nonconformity too. So
Yeah. And from there, um, and Jim, if you got anything to add, Gary, I know you had visited some places.
I was there in spirit, not physically.
well, there's a good picture. There's a good picture on there also. It shows that where they want to put the generator and the stream right there.
Yes. As I recall, it looks as though it could wash away practically any time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, if
that's
it's a
it.
blue, If it's a blue line stream, that means it's flowing.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And this is reminiscent of the site that we visited on County Road 16.
That's
Yeah.
right,
Both-
yeah.
Put
They
the
were both-
generator on the edge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was voltage, yeah.
Did he say why they want it specifically there? Is it like near their power box or something on the inside?
I think their issue was they wanted it to be um, as unobtrusive as possible so nobody really sees it, but with that light, you're gonna see it anyway.
Yes. There is no unobtrusive place on a place that's skinny. Yeah.
And that's if you go to Encore and turn on, some of the different environmental layers. I'm
Mhm.
just gonna get rid of that one. I keep opening the wrong one. Um, that whole area where they want to put it is in the national wetland.
Yep. Yes, and it's in a 100-year flood zone and a Q2
Yep.
floodplain, and yeah.
Did they say if other neighbors had generators in place?
The other
guys?
neighbors aren't too. Doesn't seem like they're upset. They got a neighbor letter in there.
Yeah.
The
neighbors-
said, yeah, we don't mind as long as we get to plug into it. If our power goes out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was humorous. I
Yeah,
thought it
oh,
was
yeah.
cute.
Yep.
Can
Yeah,
I make a
question.
comment about a generator? My personal thoughts about a generator?
Sure.
I don't understand why a generator is considered a structure. I mean, a residential one, like not a big commercial one, but the ones that are to an average house.
I think it's because of the footing.
Why are they called a structure?
They have to have a footing.
So they
So
sit on a
it's a
concrete
permanent-
pad,
Yeah.
right?
Concrete or
Mhm.
crushed stone that's compacted or a
Mhm.
raised bed, basically.
Yes, and it is a permanent thing, quite often concrete.
I have a hard time wrapping my brain around that. I just don't, I can't see it, but hey,
And then you'll have
that's just my
propane or
opinion.
whatever
It
hooked
And
up.
it seems like we're going to be seeing more generators because of, we're getting more flickers in our power and stuff past couple years. So I think we're going to be seeing more generators, don't you guys?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Although, I mean, when you're talking someplace down here on the lake where they're already at 50% coverage
Yeah,
and it's next to a blue line stream, I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's not the place for a generator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
if they
the stream.
found some other place out near the house elsewhere to put it, that's what you are
Yeah.
suggesting.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say denial of what they've proposed.
Mhm.
Yeah,
A strong denial for the same reasons of the one that we reviewed back in June. It's when they service things, because these things need to be serviced, or and you can have spillage of fluids from when it gets serviced. You could have flooding in that, which
Mhm.
there's all sorts of problems with
Yeah.
it getting moved or damaged or ending up in the stream or whatever.
Someone
Yeah.
wants
That won't
to
happen.
say something.
Yeah, Carrie's got her hand up.
Carrie?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
I don't think some of you have been to our home because it's not like the water's never been near. Even the trees that were lined up there, they're not, you can't see the trees now because they are no longer there. They died from the harsh winter, but they've never even touched the trees, which is a good 5 feet from the stream. So I'm not sure like why people think that it might be washed away with the stream. It's never even touched our trees. We just had that whole section reinforced and like for the stream, so it has a great place to go and it's very strong structure. It goes right out into the lake. We've taken really good care of it. Um, I mean, like a tractor that we have to like drive could spill fluid, you know what I mean? Like
But
more than
we're
the generator would.
But
we're having to look at things differently. We're seeing rain events where inches of rain are dropping in an hour, and that can cause things that people don't normally see. And
Well,
when you're talking right next to a stream bank, like only 10 feet from it, real serious things can happen.
well, I've lived here for almost a decade, and the worst thing I saw was when everything went completely flooded. And my husband's just calling because he wants to hear this too. Anyways, it was completely flooded and nothing, like our property's up higher. Everything just like there's nothing that it's not going to be damaged like that. We don't have it. Our next door neighbors, I could see that concern being there because their property's flooded, but even at the worst flooding, which I've seen really bad flooding here, at one day we had a few years ago, it didn't even touch our property.
Another consideration is that there's a new law. It was put on the books last year for bisected lots like yours, and it set the lot coverage limit at 50%. That's a new law. There is no precedent existing for anyone that has gotten a variance against that. And so that is going to be very, very difficult to have the zoning board say yes.
What do you mean 50%? We have like a lot of green.
50% on the lake side
On
of
the
the
lake side
bisected
of
lot.
the bisected part, yes, on the lakeside.
So for this particular law, it's looking at the lakeside portion that's between the right of way and the lake. There's a limit for lot coverage, and that's 50%. And that was part of a new law put in last year.
So I mean, the piece of generator is going to be most like like our garden partially, so it's not really taking up that much more space.
But it's still a lot coverage. So you
Yeah,
have
it is.
impervious surface. So it's your house, it's your driveway, your patio, whatever that structure is in the upper east
Yeah,
corner.
there.
All of those count towards your lot coverage. And there's a limit to how much you can have. That's one of the variances that you're requesting.
Are you so like the house down the road that requested, I think it was 60% less than what was normal is getting approved to build on their lot. Just two doors down from us, like a whole house. And they're way past their variance.
It may be a variance just against the normal lot coverage. This is a variance against the bisected lot law that I can look it up and show you.
Well, we got something in the mail. It's the same thing. They hardly have any
It's
green.
not the same thing, is what I'm trying to say.
Like a house is less important or more important. I don't know. Like
Mike,
So your area in general is kind of a complicated area just because of, I guess, the saturation of hardscaping and condensed areas and stuff. And because of that, it led to some changes in the law based on the lot side that's closest to the lake and between the road and the lake and any other portions that are on the other side of the road from that to kind of help with the impact that that's having on lake quality and stuff. We've been seeing more runoff due to the hardscaping or hard materials there. So this is just to kind of help protect that area that has this known issue. And again, it is relatively new. Um, a couple other things, I guess one of the variances for stream setback, which is kind of an important one in the town too,
Very.
especially for one that's identified as a blue stream. So without getting into like lot coverage and stuff, that's usually something we as the ECB like to take a look at and always want to see greater distance between the stream and the setback of whatever that structure or housing unit is. And again, this is unique to this area of the town just because of the size of the lots and where they are. So, obviously first, if the generator was to go forward, we would want somewhere else correct than the location directly by the stream as far away from that as possible. But the one question I have for the homeowner, if they're still on, I don't know if they dropped off.
I believe they're still on.
Okay, so like we replaced a backup generator at our house, going from more or less propane to battery storage. I didn't know if this was another thing that they looked into because in this case, it's within the home. You don't have to worry about doing any variance requests or anything like that. It'll provide the same function without the loud blasting of the motor going. I'm guessing it's a propane fired backup generator that's going to be going there. And then you also avoid having the exposed battery that's outside that every couple years could blow up if you're not maintaining it and having that risk to the stream bed that's there. I didn't know if there was other technologies that were looked into, and then you don't have this issue at all.
Justin, I actually think she's dropped off.
Oh, okay.
I don't see her.
That is a good option,
shit.
Justin.
Wait, I think she's coming back on now.
Yeah, so I mean, if they follow back up with the recording of this, it's something, or within our comments, there are other technologies that are extremely viable now that kind of eliminate that need, the issues of the outside stuff. They're quiet, and they'll provide you, depending on what you get, multiple days of service if that was the intent of the backup generator in a power outage or whatever the situation. And as a benefit too, you have the option of hooking it up to a smart panel and further increasing the efficiency of your home, reducing your costs, if you want to play around with the technologies that are involved in it. Sorry, I'm not trying to do a hard sell on any of this, but just there's other options that could be utilized and basically you don't have to worry about going to the town for these variances that are going to be highly unlikely to be approved in the end, basically.
I unfortunately my computer shut down and I missed
No,
what
you're okay. Sorry, I was hoping.
suggesting. But
So like one of the I was just talking about, I didn't know if you guys had looked into other technologies besides the backup standalone generator. We recently replaced ours with battery storage, and that's all internal in the house and avoids anything to do with the standalone structure or any of that. I didn't know what you're trying to accomplish with it, but if it's for power outages, stuff like that, where you want a couple days of backup energy and you can run everything in the house, you could do, there's lithium ion batteries for home storage that will power everything you need in your house. And you avoid anything with an outside setup like you guys are requesting now. And you don't have to worry about the stream setback, stuff like that. It would be completely internalized in your property, in your house. It's something we did at our house because I got sick of listening to the generator blasting off, doing its thing every week and having to worry about propane and battery change outs and everything that it's going to come along with it over the years. I just wanted to see if other technologies had been looked into kind of for that storage energy that you were looking for at the property.
did you hear that, Dan?
Yeah, can they hear me when I talk or not?
Yep,
Yes.
I can hear.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but it would be run on natural gas, not propane. So, I don't think propane or switching out a battery or anything of that would really be a concern. And to answer your question, no, we hadn't really looked into anything else. I guess I don't quite understand why the variance is such a big challenge and why you're saying it's going to be so hard to get approved when, like my wife was saying, I know that the variances aren't exactly the same, but our neighbors, get variances for things all the time. And I mean, we're talking about setting a backup generator on the side of our house, not building a giant patio or putting new hardscape or anything that's really going to have a material impact on the lake.
So, and I don't know if you were on the conversation earlier when we were kind of
He was.
discussing the lot coverages and whatnot, and
He
just
was.
that
He heard
particular
that.
area. So, I mean, when you do, so it'll be another structure added to the property, and Mike or anybody else, please correct me if I'm kind of
Right.
not covering it properly. But like we discussed earlier, you're going to have some kind of pad for it. It would have to be raised or, compacted gravel, stone, whatever to impound the area that's there. So that makes it what it would be for the structure. But also, if you're hooking up the natural gas to it, it's going to be an exterior component of it, adding to the structure component of it, which contributes to the lot coverage, which, that's what it is. It's defined. And as it was discussed earlier, it's a 50% coverage for that particular side of the drive, correct?
Yes, correct.
So, and then on top of that, the bigger variance, I guess, in my opinion, is the stream setback, which throughout the town, we're pretty adamant about maintaining that. Again, this is a unique instance because you have the creek running right through there, right by your house. The property's been there. Work's been done on it, as with other properties in that area. It makes it hard to even to do that. But just trying to push it up closer to the stream bed itself. If there was any other areas, I mean, that would make sense. You're not going to put it in your walkway or anything or next to your patio on the porch.
That
Although
was the only place that they had for it.
yeah, I mean, there is some quieter ones. I don't know what the particular model is, and I apologize. But so those are some of the things that we look at from the ECB perspective. And, it's not that we're trying to make any hardship on anybody here, but these are the laws that are in place, and that's what it is for that zoned area. So we're just trying to work within that range and with the homeowners, property owners, both to help out with what you're requesting, but also to kind of help understand what we're trying to go through when we see these documents for review.
Justin, are there any state
Right.
incentives for battery backup
So
currently?
basically for all of this, unfortunately, it ended at the end of last year.
Yeah.
So you won't really get those credits. For the federal, there's still the state ones that are available.
Okay.
And me in particular, we have a geothermal system, so we have a ton of stuff that we have to back up. Just to have those for a couple days. And basically we have it set up for our unit and the batteries for the backup and the inverter. It's quiet. You can't hear anything. It runs right by our washer or our washing machine and dryer. But I mean, it will cover us for a couple days of if that's what you're looking for. If it's something where you're trying to live off for a couple weeks and a backup generator and having the gas or other things going into it, that's a different story. But
How many kW is that battery backup?
So depending on the brand you go with, you can scale them up to 90 kilowatt hours or bigger. It all depends on what you want to spend, what you want to play around with. But like I said, I'm running several, I guess, energy intensive things off of it. And again, that's just me. That's what I went with. I'm not saying that's the right fit for everybody. Just technology wise, I wanted you to be aware there's some other stuff out there. And again, it's comparable costs. So it'll be the same cost as what you would do for a standby generator.
Yeah, so just going back to the two regulations or codes or whatever that you mentioned, as far as the lot coverage, I know you said that's probably the lesser of the two issues, but I mean, we're talking about, maybe 10 square feet or so.
Not even, because some of it's already on our garden. It's on the garden. It's already there.
It's already on the existing hardscape border. So, I mean, we're talking about maybe 8 square feet of additional
I don't even
lot
think
coverage.
that.
Yeah, so, I mean, I wouldn't.
I was
variance
explaining,
for that difference would be a huge problem. And then regarding the stream setback, like my wife was saying, I can't remember exactly when it was, but I think it was 2 summers ago. we had that event where we had like 9 inches of rain or something in, you know, a few hours, which, you know, our insurance agent called a 100-year event for Canandaigua, and the water flooded back behind our garage closer to the main road, but it didn't get anywhere near flooding our house. And this generator would be on a pad that's still several inches above that. So I understand why the law is there and what the concern is, but it really doesn't seem like it would ever be an issue.
Your generator will get serviced.
Right, yeah, oil
And there will be
changes.
oils and other fluids, and you're only 10 foot from the stream. So one of the things we try and do is make sure that they're as far away from the stream as they can be. We understand that some of the places down here by the lake are pre-existing nonconformities like your place is. But 10 foot from a stream is never going to be something that our group agrees with.
And I think another thing too with the variance thing is like they were saying, well, the neighbors got a variance for this. Well, so where does this all end? It's just, okay, well, they got a variance, so why don't we get a variance? And I think we look at that too, that how many variances do you give out, or do you just say nobody gets a variance?
Yeah. What's the point of having zoning if you automatically give variances for
Everything, yeah.
everything else? Yeah.
And as I
This
was
is-
explaining earlier, this is a new rule that's applying to your place. A bisected lot, so you have a public or private right of way that runs down through it. The lakeside portion of it has a limit of 50% lot coverage. And that is a brand new rule, like I was saying, and there's no precedent for somebody getting a variance against that. In other words, the zoning board is not going to look at that very favorably. They are most likely going to deny it. I can't speak for them, but in those sort of situations, they really don't like approving things.
All right, yeah. So I mean, even for a few square feet, I mean, it's not, like I said, we're not asking for, you know, putting in a giant driveway or patio or dramatically changing anything. It's a few square feet we're talking about. And then regarding it being next to the creek, I mean, we totally understand. We want to keep the lake clean and the environment safe, but the technology with these backup generators is pretty good. Like, if it was going to be spilling oil right next to our house or other chemicals, you know, we wouldn't want it there. I don't think, you know, that's something that's going to be happening.
Well, especially people have like air conditionings all along the lake, and people, I don't think they're spilling oil and
I don't know.
anyways.
I guess we just didn't think that this a backup generator was a very small thing in a small space we didn't expect to have.
Yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone. We've had other generator proposals that we've had issues with related to the concerns we've already expressed today. Wait, would you be opposed to exploring a battery backup?
We would have done that last year.
Yeah, I mean, we already, you know, took some steps. We gave the company a deposit. We already have the pad built. You know, we already got our NYSEG already upgraded our meter. So, I mean, we're kind of already partially down this path. We were just waiting for the approval to go ahead. So, I mean, we're not against it, but like I said, we kind of already had started down this path.
Well, I would advise you don't take any more actions, because if you're doing things before you get approval, you can get a violation out of it. So I would hold on taking more action.
Including having.
Yeah, there's not really any other action to take right now. All right, so what's the next step? I mean, this is sounds like you're all saying this is pretty much dead in the water. Is there any possibility or not?
We are an advisory board. We are not a decision-making board. So we give our advice and comments, recommendations to the planning board and the zoning board. And then that would be the next place that you are going to go. And so you probably want to think about some of the things that we've mentioned, like, could you do a battery backup system, or could you move this someplace else? You want to think about those things because the zoning board is going to have questions about that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for you to move it somewhere else on the property that's not near the stream.
I wish.
Yeah. Okay.
There's not. We had 4 different companies come out and look extensively at possible other places. Just with the layout of the existing property and the neighbors and stuff, it's literally the only place it can possibly go.
Well, I feel
Well,
for
this
your
is-
frustration in terms of you're in a very, like, as Justin was saying
Yeah.
earlier, this area is a packed area, and and as others spoke, our job is sort of as the Environmental Conservation Board is to take those things into account, and then our recommendations are based on those things, and again, the zoning board makes those final decisions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Mark, and everyone.
No.
All right.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Good luck with
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Did anybody have any other comments that they wish to make, or recommendations?
No, I mean, this is kind of, again, this is a unique situation, but kind of gauging the frustration with the homeowners on this and kind of being pushed in the direction of putting it in from both RG&E, the power supplier, and the companies. I mean, is this something we need to look at a higher structure that might involve stuff like this, where these companies would have to pull a permit in order to do any of this stuff, so we don't have to deal with it at a higher level?
Actually, before they put the pad in, they would have needed to get approval permit process, done.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened already.
No.
Yeah, did she say they put a pad in already?
Yes.
Yes,
She
yes.
said the
So
pad is in
that's-
place.
So
Yeah.
that's a
Yes.
violation.
I thought something looked like a flat spot by it looks like there's like an air conditioner unit in the picture, and it looks like there is a little pad there in the picture. If you guys look at that picture.
Yeah.
He's,
But
yeah, he's,
How unethical of the generator company to
Yeah.
proceed with this.
Someone didn't advise them initially in a good way, so.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, it's their assumption that everyone was going to approve this and going ahead and putting the infrastructure in, and,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
not our problem.
No.
I feel for
Yeah.
the owner.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear them saying
Yeah, I
it's
know,
eight
it's
square feet
frustrating,
added
but-
on is so little, right? So
But-
you sort of understand where that comes from, but
Well,
again,
of course.
I guess
I tried to say what our role was, right? It's not. I can
And
feel
also,
for
I
that, but at
know-
the same time, say I don't want it near the stream.
one of the things I forgot to mention too is when we were looking and replacing ours is you do have the option. I mean, it's more expensive, but if they own the property across the street, and that would be a better position by the garage or whatever that's out there, you're more than able to run the electric and gas hookups from that area over to the house to provide the backup generator. Might be more expensive because they'd have to do some underground drilling or whatever, or run larger gauges of wire, but that also is an option. That
Right.
sounds like it wasn't explored if they do own the property across the street.
Yeah, I
Would
thought
they
about
be able
that
to run?
too.
Are there any zoning laws that would prevent them from running underground electric that close to the lake?
No,
No, it's
I
all
don't
okay.
think so.
Alright. Yeah, then it seems like they have a huge,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
they've got,
huge for
Plenty
Sandy
of land
Beach, a
across
huge
the
grassy
road,
area.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought about that too.
And
Wow.
And when we were talking about lot coverage, they have impervious surface like you know, driveway or whatever parking areas there, they could take out some of that and meet their lot coverage
Yeah,
if
Yeah.
if they
when I
wanted.
mentioned something about it being another part of the property, they made it sound like the companies basically said no way. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I
but
wonder if that's just a
Oh,
cost issue or what.
yeah.
All right.
I'm saying as far as lot coverage that they could probably remove some of the impervious surface they have.
Mhm.
mhm.
Yeah, the
But
company wants to put it as close to the house because it makes it easier for the install.
Right.
So
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
their prerogative. That's why they want to do it
Mm.
there.
but the
Yeah.
stream setback is always
That-
going to be a problem. So,
Yeah, I mean
Mhm.
that's what makes this a unique and weird one,
yeah.
like the other house that we had with the generator.
Mhm.
But
Whatever happened to that one?
across the
Well,
road, the other spot, they could either go behind or next to the north side of their garage, I
Mhm.
guess, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
they've got plenty of room.
I would hope they would look into the battery backup storage. Just it would alleviate all their problems. And I know that they have a deposit in there and whatnot.
But
But it could easily avoid everything and any further issues they might have, or
They were looking for a pretty good sized generator, if I'm not mistaken. It was like 25 kW or something,
oh,
which
that's
is pretty,
huge.
that is
Mhm.
huge.
That's
Mm.
So I
that's
don't think a
really
battery
big.
is going to accomplish that.
Yeah, there is units.
Yeah,
And
but
honestly, they would probably be the same price as whatever they're putting in for a generator running off of natural gas.
Mhm.
And only getting cheaper as of now. So I mean, yeah, 26, that's very large. My whole house is 17K for everything. So yeah, that's a heck of a lot of usage.
Yeah, that's a big one, big number. Oh, well,
But
We're
to each their own.
giving them a couple of options.
Yeah.
So I
yeah,
think that's good.
And for the zoning board, we're suggesting denial on both.
Yeah, it's pretty
Mhm.
cut and dry thing
Yeah.
for what we
Mhm.
have to work with,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
option is.
I agree with you after Mike Murphy gave his speech last time at the ZBA about the that house that was going to be within 60 feet of the stream, and all they had to do was move it 30 feet over or whatever it was. They were completely agreeing with him that we have to take these stream issues very seriously because the smallest particles get into there and they end up in the lake. So
Mm.
I think it's going to be very hard sell for the ZBA with this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean the maintenance was a good point. It wasn't so much of like the operating unit itself. It's when they come out there, where they park in their equipment when they're working on it, is how lax are they when they do that oil change? Or they just, oh, there's a creek there. Let me just throw it in there. You don't know. I mean, I
Yeah.
doubt they would do that, but it's a possibility, and that's the reason why we have the setbacks.
Or
And
even just a
she made the
mistaken
case.
spill.
The owner made the case about precedence because the danger of making an exception is that then somebody says, "Oh, my neighbor
Somebody
did it."
else
Like,
says,
this is
yeah,
what they
I
were
know.
saying. It's like that's why we don't want to do this. Like
This
that's
is
a
the
different
precedent.
situation, but
Yeah.
we don't want to give the impression that you can just and Edith,
Mhm.
you said it perfectly. Like, what's the use of zoning laws if we're going to just say, which one?
Yes, that's true. I thought it was pretty cool that they went ahead and signed contracts and built the pad and all of this before they got approval for it. Like that was going to force somebody's hand since they'd already started.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not
It
not
seems like
attractive.
yeah, it doesn't seem like they were doing that purposely, but I think they got
They did. Yeah.
misled.
Yep.
it seems that way, yeah.
Yes. So if they have a fit at the company, then that's good.
Yeah.
So what will the zoning
That
board
might
do?
solve it.
Yeah. What will the zoning board do if the pad's already there? Tell them to remove it?
The zoning board can't, but Mike Murphy can.
Okay.
So the code enforcement, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
So-
it is
and
a
the-
violation. Mhm.
So they'll have to remove it
Mhm.
and possibly pay a fine. Oh, I feel that's awful.
Mhm. Well, I think it's just the idea that they brought up the fact that the neighbors had a variance that they got away with it. That's I think that's the problem you run into is if you keep giving out variances, then people are going to say use it. Like if you give them a variance to do this, then the person on the Westlake Road that said, "Well, wait a minute, you gave them a variance to put their generator next to the stream. Why can't we get one then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Where does it
Yeah.
end? Where's it going to end?"
Mhm. You got to
definitely.
be consistent.
Alrighty, any remaining comments to share on that one?
I was just gonna say, and that's why it's nice just to be an advisory board.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could get risky.
Yep. Let other people make the decisions, right?
Exactly. Don't blame us.
Yeah.
We didn't make the laws, we just interpret them and advise.
Yes.
Well, we did suggest the bisected lot one.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yes. Well, I think that was, yes.
It was still
That's
advisory, we
good.
just suggested it.
Because we know what we're talking about, right?
Exactly.
Mike, do you know about the next one?
Yes, let me pull that up. Here we go.
It's a tear down and rebuild on
Right,
County Road 16.
It's in a steep slope area, some of the work that they're doing. And it's I mean, this is up near Ashton Place where we've had all those complaints about how everything is flowing downhill. Well, here's another issue. We have something on, they're redoing this on a steep slope. And it's also in a floodplain. So other than that, I mean, everything else fits, but that was the one concern that's the only thing I saw in there.
It crosses over into the steep slope.
The air where they're working does not hit the steep slope exactly, but I mean, I still have an issue with anything in the steep slope area.
Oh,
Just
okay.
be very cautious, and that's the only recommendation I'm making is that and we always work with good contractors, but it's just that's just something that's got to be looked at. That's all. They're actually the steep slope is further up, like to the
Closer to the lake.
part of the property. Yeah.
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 So the house is up in here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The only section is the little red section is just about where the pool is going to be, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think they're going to build a retaining wall around it. So
Is that little red section from
yeah. Yep.
things that they've done in the past, or is that something that was pre-existing?
On the existing, they give us an existing.
There's already a pool there, so are they redoing the
Yeah.
pool? Are
Yeah, I
they?
think it's going to be part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pool's the one that's there is getting torn out, and then making a bigger one with a deck around it.
Huh, looks like an in-ground pool right now.
It is, and that's what they're going to put.
Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Big piece of property though.
It is, yeah. So, Mike, do you know if they are removing any trees? It didn't look like it, but it was hard to tell.
I did not. Their landscaping shows that they are going to be putting in more, but I did not hear them making any statements that they're going to take anything out. It looks like they're actually adding a lot to that if you look at the landscape plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, up above there, it looks like they're keeping a lot of those trees. So I don't see much movement. There might be one or two
I
smaller ones.
I think that would be something that would help the planning board is if they could just, clearly identify if they're removing any trees or not. It didn't look like they were, but
Yeah.
it was kind of hard to tell without like going to each little tree bubble on the plans.
Yeah, I guess the only comment I had for the trees is when they, I guess, take out, what is it, part of the existing driveway or whatever, just that they would be marked off so they're not ripping into the roots and stuff if they do any kind of
Yeah,
digging.
yeah, mark the root zones, so, yeah, yep,
Yeah.
100% on that.
Yeah. Mark the drip lines.
Yep.
There's no
And
variances here, right?
no
that's-
variances.
Oh, okay.
Just steep slopes, and
Just Steve.
it looks like they're being careful of them.
I did like, I looked at the things in their landscaping plan, and they're mostly all native species, so that was nice. And some things like, flowering dogwood and red oaks. I mean, those are always nice additions.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they've got, I think it will look nice. They're doing some in between the house and the lake, so they're adding some screening for the scenic view shed.
Yeah. I wish they all looked like this.
It's a big house they're tearing down. My gosh.
Yeah. It's a big one they're putting back.
I guess you got I guess
Yes.
you got money just to start from scratch.
I do like the infiltration trench at the toe of everything.
Uh-huh.
I guess one question I have just looking at it, I guess for the steep slopes, I know it wasn't particularly on this site, but if you have like existing, I guess, steep slopes in a situation like this would be similar. That was from previous grading that was done 100 years ago. Does that count towards it, or how does that work? I guess I don't remember or know. If it's something that was man-made or natural, did it matter?
There was actually, when we did a few months ago, sometime last year, it actually was something that they created and were rebuilding on that same spot, so it was okay. I can't remember the address, but I know that they had like pushed the ground up there. Now it shows up as a steep slope, but they had put that there intentionally to prevent, build up a wall or whatever.
That was next to German Brothers.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, German Brothers, yeah. Yeah.
Because I had
Yeah,
that
they had
question.
that really weird little red area in the middle of,
Yes.
like this one. Yeah.
So if it's been surveyed in any kind of topo map, then whether it was man-made or natural doesn't really matter. It would be considered steep slope if it made it into the county record.
I don't know, Mike.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I
Well,
apologize.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the same concerns would exist, whether it's
Yes.
man-made or not, right? I mean,
Exactly.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
build on. But yeah, the original house was built in the 1930s, so they could very well have done an awful lot of
And
moving of earth back
Yeah.
then.
yeah, and then doesn't
Yeah.
count as grandfathered in basically because it's already there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice design.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot other than, questioning what trees are being removed or being retained, marking out the tree root zones. And some people put some pretty wild lights by their pools. And I would highly suggest some sort of, motion sensor or dark sky, or basically something where it isn't like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
super,
Where it's not
super lit up.
visible across the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, we usually have a blanket statement about dark sky lighting, right? So we
Yeah.
should-
Yeah, dark
Yeah.
sky.
yeah, that should definitely be part of it.
Mhm.
So, because I have seen some pretty bright lights with pools, so
Yeah, or have them on timer, so at least
or
they,
timers, whatever. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. 100%. Any other comments?
No,
No,
maybe
me.
encourage geothermal. I don't know what
okay.
they're going to do, but
That would be nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they could have the perk of a heated pool for free.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice.
Hmm.
All righty. Let me back to my agenda. Let's see. Agenda. Thank you, Pat, for the newsletter article on dark sky compliant lighting.
Yep.
And Gary, were you ever able to get a hold of somebody?
I have, and I'm sending you an article tomorrow morning on plastic recycling.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll get you a bird bites by Monday.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
So are we recycling plastic?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it is interesting. There's no information on because it's proprietary information according to Casella, so they won't tell you where the plastic or any of the recyclables ultimately end up. Yet they have different markets they
Ah.
explore. But they
Mhm.
do give assurances that nothing is shipped overseas. So, these awful pictures you see of trash piled up in Ghana and Malaysia, and we're not contributing to that. But they do get money for it.
Okay.
The commodity prices fluctuate greatly. We pay $80 a ton for the materials recycling facility, recovery facility, just to operate, but they're able to sell enough of the stuff to offset those costs.
Okay.
And it's the higher grade plastic is most desirable, but it's hard to know. If these get shipped off, the bales get shipped off to these reprocessing centers, what they do with it. If they have too much to turn into new products, where does it go? So, some
Well, some
unanswered
of it goes into you.
well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I do. There's a recent New England Journal article about microplastics, nanoplastics being found in plaques in coronary and cerebral arteries,
Yeah.
and whether they're just innocent bystanders or they're contributing to people having heart attacks or strokes, the evidence seems to suggest the latter. So,
Yes.
more to come.
Yes, well, many of the plastics are estrogenic, as a matter of also. They
Yeah.
will bind to the estrogen receptors in people's
It-
bodies
it-
and have a
it's
feminizing
yeah,
effect.
exactly. Yeah, they definitely screw up your hormones.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. And they are found in every muscle and organ of your body.
Yeah.
They
You've read
find
my
them
article.
in placentas in
Yeah,
babies.
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yep.
Well,
We're
I
gonna have
will look forward to your article, Gary.
Well, that's some area we're going to have to address at some point because if that landfill closed down, what is going to happen with all the garbage? I don't think we need to be addressing that sooner than later because that's going to close down, and I hope we're going to have a plan. I know Jared was part of that plan, so I don't know where it's going to go from here.
I think that was happening at a county level.
Right,
So,
but he was on the
Yeah.
county board, so.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, one of the options is just to grow the existing landfill taller as a possibility. We're accepting, which I didn't realize, we're accepting trash from
Mhm.
multiple counties. We're
Oh,
accepting trash
yes.
from Massachusetts
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
here.
New Jersey, yeah.
Yeah. So if
There
we were
should
just
not be.
doing our own trash,
We'd be
uh,
fine.
yeah,
Mhm.
That's one of the criticisms over at Seneca Meadows too.
Not really.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I remember reading an article in a newspaper archive one time when they first started the landfill at Flint. And the Seneca town news supervisor said it would never be more than 3 feet tall and you could farm right over the top of it.
Oh,
I, I,
Things have
Yes.
changed.
Gosh.
Yeah, the little landfill there, that the original one that's there is dwarfed by the
Oh,
present one.
yes, it is. Those teeny tiny bulldozers on top. I
You have a
know.
nice view of it from over on this side of the lake. You can see it.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Seneca Meadows is snow capped when other things are not.
I'm surprised the heat doesn't melt all the snow
Yeah.
from the landslide.
Although I have a tower for detecting migratory birds with radio packs on them on the top of a Seneca Meadows tower. That's
Ah.
great because the tower is only 10 feet tall, but it is way up there.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
So
That's neat.
they've funded
I'm
my
glad it's
research.
useful
So,
for something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They've been funding my research a bit, so I'm
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
so
Nice.
part of their green effort.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Greenwash. Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Display case. So the
How about
upstairs.
if I put something on Hemlock woolly adelgid on the display case?
Oh, perfect.
That's okay.
Yep. There's a free class coming up. It's at Ononda. You just need to register for it.
Okay.
And there's actually, they'll take people out and they'll have you like looking at trees and stuff. So it's not just
It's pretty easy to spot.
it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to spot. But
Yeah.
it's not just sitting in a classroom. So they'll take you out and
Mhm.
look around
Yeah,
at the
I've-
hemlock trees there. So
Yeah, I've done those before. Yeah, I know. But I was thinking about doing a different display and putting up the hemlock stuff.
this is the time of the year to do the surveys. So
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very nice.
Okay. I'll try to get that in sometime next week.
Okay. And like did you have any news from the tree team?
No, I haven't. I have an email from Dennis and I haven't got it read yet. I think we are in abeyance until spring.
Okay.
Or in
Dennis usually-
hibernation, right?
Mhm.
Yes, Dennis
Yeah.
usually goes to Florida in the winter. So
Okay.
when there's anything to report, I will try to read the email.
Nope, that sounds good.
Christmas is just
I didn't have too much else other than there's the school thing.
yes.
They had sent email. Did you get that one?
Who from?
Second, I have to find it. I had to stop the share, otherwise, let's see. YouTube gets funky about you having emails shown. They said best days for a guest speaker would be next Thursday, 1:15, and Friday, 1:16.
Okay.
The times would be 9:55 to 10:40, and
Okay. If you can send that to me,
Sure.
these sound quite possible.
okay.
Okay.
I know I have a conflict on Friday, but I could probably help you on Thursday.
Okay, that'd be fun. Okay. Great. I will look forward to it. It's
So
quite a
I just sent it to you.
Okay, great. Well, I will open it and look at it immediately then after the meeting's over.
So they're looking for a volunteer little application sort of document to be sent to them.
Oh, okay.
So you should have
Will
that
that
in
be
the
part of the email?
yeah, that should be
Okay.
part of the email too.
Okay, I'll do that.
If you want to answer to the person directly and copy me, that's fine.
Okay, I will do that. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah.
So that way I'm not in the middle if you want to just
Right,
talk.
I know. I'm sure it's difficult trying to coordinate this in between, particularly at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's an
no,
insane time for a church organist, believe me. Yeah.
Edith does the organ. She plays the organ.
Yes, it has been a madhouse. not to mention the 20 guests and 3 dogs that came to my house.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot. It was.
So, but and just
Okay.
for the upcoming meetings, if you have any projects you want to work on, or you want to like propose like a code update, or we want to work on the climate smart community stuff, any of that stuff, just let me know what you're interested in, and we can make that happen. So,
Very good.
but I think we're done unless somebody else has something to share.
I'm heading south for a couple of months, so I'll see you virtually in
Okay.
February, and think of you when I'm walking the beaches in North Carolina.
Nice.
Well, we'll think of you when we have like ice and snow.
Yes,
When
we
we're
will.
out snowshoeing, we'll think of you walking the beach.
When I'm shoveling my driveway, you will.
Very nice, very
Okay.
nice.
Yes. Mhm.
Anything else anyone has?
Kim,
No.
Yeah.
Does the highway department have any kind of listing of what they do recycle that would be copyable for a handout?
I can ask.
Okay. That would be easiest if they already have something, but
So you're looking for a handout on
yeah, just something
recyclables?
we could give to the teachers or to the kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Of what the town recycles.
I will
Or-
send an email right out to
Okay.
Courtney.
Okay.
She's the secretary over in the
Yeah,
highway,
right. Okay.
and see what she has. And otherwise, I know the county has a lot of resources
Yeah, I
on
know
their
they
site.
do. I just wondered if there was something specific to the town
Okay.
that, since we represent them.
I do have something on the organic, the compost.
Okay,
The
compost.
company that does that sent me that, and I
Okay.
can send that to you.
Very good. Thank you.
Yep. So I will do that tonight.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Very
Perfect.
good.
Well, thanks everyone.
Okay.
And I'll
you.
let you know if we're in town hall in February. If not, we'll meet like this.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Val.
Bye.